we're always being told that we shouldn't label people, that labeling people is wrong. But I want to say that's not true. If anything, I think what we need to do is label people more. In fact, let's start with me. This is my label. I'm a teacher, right? That's who I am. And to most of you, that's pretty much all I am. And you know that because when you see me in Tesco's, you're like, whoa, there's one of my teachers. And teachers aren't supposed to exist outside of school because that's all I am, right? But when I go home, my son doesn't go, whoa, there's a teacher in the house. Because for him, that's not my label, right? For him, this is my label. I'm dad, right? That's how he sees me. But then when I go to my mom's house, well, she doesn't see me as either of these things. She sees me as, well, as her son. And of course, if I see my mates, well, they see me differently again. They see me as their friend, okay? And we could keep going, right? The problem isn't that we label people. The problem is that we stop. We stop on label number 1. You're that kid that's always late for school. He's that kid that sits on his own all the time. That's that kid that's into that particular music. That's the kid of this particular gender, of this particular race, of this particular belief. We focus on that one thing and we ignore the things that could be happening below. That kid who's always late for school. Well, label number 2 says he's a young carer and actually he's sorting his family out before he can get out the door. That student who just lost it in maths, well, if you saw what the other labels said, you'd get why and you'd know what's going on at home. Imagine if we did that. Imagine if we saw everyone else's labels. So the next time someone was rude to you, you saw all the labels that they were carrying and you let it go. Imagine if the next time you attempted to be rude to somebody else, you paused for a second and thought, they might be carrying more than I realised. They could be labels there that I can't see. I'm going to let that go. You see, we've all got labels, way more labels than people see. Why? Well, because everybody's somebody, right? We've all got our stuff. What I will encourage you to do today is not to stop labelling people, but to label them more. To see, or at least be aware of, all the other labels that they're carrying. So when we treat people, we treat them differently. We treat them with a bit of empathy, with a bit of understanding, whether they deserve it or not. Because, well, we've all got our labels, right? Because everybody's somebody.